Hey there, this is BaronvonKlausnitzer of the Royal Rangers Experimental Armament Group, back here in Space Engineers, and I'm going to do something slightly different because instead of showing off one of my creations, I am going to do a quick little tutorial on how I've built, basically how I build the interiors of these turrets. The exteriors you can do pretty much whatever you want with. I'm doing this because I've already posted 2 videos showing off the turrets and not without actually showing how they're done. But anyway, so because I intend these to be conveyor system compatible, you have to start. I usually start with an advanced rotor, and if I could find the button. And generally, it's better to put on these the 0-degree mark facing kind of what you want your neutral position to be. So in this case, shooting off into space. On the Kearsarge build, it's pointing to the bow or stern, depending on the exact position of the turret in question. Anyway, next bit is this conveyor hinge. Now it's called the conveyor hinge in the workshop. It's by a modder named Digi. And it works well enough for what it is. That's how it is. This is just your basic because it gives you horizontal and vertical control. And then the only other piece you need to know is these conveyor blocks. Now I'm building a triple turret. I'm going to build a triple heavy anti-aircraft turret. So I'm going to start by installing 3 conveyors, and then to those I'm going to mount these large ship CSD auto cannons. I don't know why I'm doing blue, besides the fact blue is what I was using most recently for what is actually going to be our target, which is my first attempt at a Wing Commander 3 style Hellcat fighter. I don't like it. I think it looks like a complete piece of shit, so it's going to be sacrificed for this test. And I'm going to start from scratch again on another day. Okay, so get into control panel, and bring up the inventory control. Okay, so first things first, you see here advanced rotor 2. Turn it off for the time being. I usually turn the braking torque up on these pretty high. RPM, you can set it in whatever you want. I usually set about 2 revolutions per second, which seems to be a pretty decent balance of speed and believability. And then here we have lower limit, upper limit, and rotor displacement. Now these are all, they don't really, in this case, they don't really matter. On the Kearsarge build, I had them set, I believe, to about 135 degrees in either direction. Which is about the traverse of a lot of large ship turrets in the real world. And then rotor displacement, in this case, it doesn't really mean much on the Kearsarge again, because I tend to have extra planking and stuff. I turn it up usually to about 10 centimeters, which allows it to clear the decking I put on my ships without making it look too goofy. And then conveyor hinge, same thing, we'll turn it off for the time being. Braking torque will turn up as high as we can. Velocity, again, I set it about 2.0, or as close to that as I can get. Now this one, don't need any rotor displacement, but upper limit and lower limit is just because it's elevation. For lower limit, I tend to put to about -10. It's, pretty good for a battleship turret. And then for upper limit, I tend to go fairly low. 30 degrees usually looks pretty good. Okay, and then control groups. First things first, toggle on off. This is kind of a clunky. Oops. This is kind of a clunky way of doing it. You could easily, you'd probably find a more egalitarian way of doing it, maybe with remotes or timers or something like that. I've never really played with that too much in Space Engineers. It's one of the things I haven't quite gotten the hang of. Anyway, so set it up like that, so you have on, off, and reverse for both weapons. And then let's see here, kind of. Did I do this wrong? Yeah, I accidentally did that wrong. That's embarrassing. I have to go back in because I bet I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I had the conveyor on backwards from what I usually have, which is just good. Something new, actually a good lesson to pay attention to, unlike what I have done. Oh well. Anyway, close enough for Jaws there. So let's see if that. Yep, okay. 4. And take a closer look. All 3 autocannon shells are aimed. So, fire! Anyway, so that's the basics of making a turret. Like I said, you can do, you can armor it up like you see on that one, how I have it armored. You can probably add remotes or controls or timers or things like that. Let's take a look at the damage that was actually done here. Yeah, it is literally shot clean through. It's actually pretty hilarious looking there. I'm going to delete that now. So that is the basics of building a BaronvonKlausnitzer style large ship turret. Imagine if I had mounted 6 of these things on that. Anyway, so hopefully I've inspired you to experiment on your own. And like this video, and yeah, I mounted the turret backwards from what I usually mount it to, or the hinge backwards from what it should be. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.